What's up, guys? It's BenImparts here. Welcome back to another episode of this Cryptid cast series where we break down cryptids, their sightings, their possibilities, what they could or couldn't be, and if they could be real or not. And today we have a very dramatic, rather terrifying lumberjack cryptid known as the Central American Whintosser. And the Central American Whintosser, according to all reports at the time, first appeared in the spring of 1906 in the coast ranges of California from the region of the Isthmus. It's not meant to be very large at all, but what it was said to lack in size, it made up for in incredible meanness, because no lumberjack who met it dared to have the experience repeated. Because this is not one of those cryptids that, oh, okay, you know, if you meet it, it's more scared of you than you are of it, it might panic and attack you. This cryptid is always looking for trouble or making it. In fact, they actually believe it was made by God for the purpose of creating trouble and unusual experiences. And even its design reflects its terrifying nature. Its head is said to be fastened to the body by a swivel neck, so is its short tail, and both can be spun at a rate of 100 twirls a minute, so this is a very fast propeller-like motion. The body is long and triangular shaped and has 3 sets of legs, which is meant to be immensely convenient in an earthquake because it isn't disturbed at all by the earth convulsing. If the floor suddenly becomes the ceiling, it doesn't matter because the Whintosser has legs on each side, so it can just switch lanes, literally, or twirl around, shall we say, and carry on. In addition, to make it even more terrifying, it has bristly hair, and all this hair slants forward at a sharp angle. And it's said that this creature will never stop spinning. Well, obviously everything will stop in the end, but it takes the devil's own shoulder to shift it, because it can be clubbed, it can be shot, put on a pike, and it will not stop wriggling, whirling, and screaming with rage. So this is a really evil creature. It gets off on terrifying people, it gets off on scaring people, and may even get off on eating people, because the lumberjacks seem unanimously terrified of it. It seems to imply that some really dark, terrible things happen to someone who's around it. Furthermore, it's lethal because of this invulnerability. One of the only successful ways of killing it is to poke it into a flume pipe so that all its feet strike the surface, because get this, much like the myth that a snake will eat its own tail if you put it in its mouth, if all its feet are on the surface at the same time, it will get so confused that it will immediately start to walk in 3 different directions at once and tear itself to shreds. Yes, it will actually rip itself to shreds due to the trauma of its feet all being on the ground at the same time, because it simply can't handle it. So you'll know that if you can find a way to get all its feet on the ground at the same time, it will be twisted into pieces, and that will kill it immediately. It was said at the time in Fearsome Critters of the Lumberwoods by Henry H. Tryon that one John Gray of Anadar, Trinity County in California, knew where a place of Whintossers live, knew where 2 of them lived, in some broken up country along the very appropriately named Mad River. Yes, there was a river called Mad where a pair of Whintossers existed. It's not known how exactly they breed with all these legs. I imagine it must be a little difficult, but for them I imagine it's nothing. They'll probably find a way. And since Whintossers can be in pairs, that obviously implies that maybe they can be a family as well, or at least there are a pair that mate and then move on, implying that there's definitely more than one of these. They're always mentioned in plural, a pair are reported as being seen. It's not known where this pair are now, and if they still exist, and it's not known how long the Whintosser lives. It's not mentioned what exactly its diet is, but either way, a creature with multiple legs that can withstand almost anything is out to make mischief and is very hostile. I imagine that if it could cause at least some difficulty for humans, it would. I'm not saying it would immediately kill you and eat you, but it definitely does not seem like a cryptid you ever want to tangle with. But what do you guys think? Have any of you ever heard rumours of this? Do any of you ever have relatives who have talked about this? Have you heard stories of this somewhere through oral tradition? Please put those in the comment section. I once had someone comment about a giant turtle cryptid in my comment section, and it started off a great exchange. So what do I think this Central American Whintosser is? Well, I think if it does exist, the people are probably seeing some kind of terrifying shape-shifting spirit taking a form. But is there a possibility it could be a creature? Well, much stranger things have happened, but somehow I don't doubt it's real. I think either A, it's some kind of spirit, or B, if it is real, it's a creature so terrifying and so muddled up that I do absolutely not want to go near it, and I don't imagine any of you would either. Anyway, with that being said, that brings us to the end of the video. If you like this video, please guys do subscribe and please share. We're very gradually getting some traction on these videos, but they're a niche within a niche within a niche, so it definitely takes some work. And stay tuned next week, or rather tomorrow, for episode 53.